So without further ado, let's go ahead and bring on GHSA Darrell Lane to talk a little bit about some hoops.
How you doing, guys?
Hey, how's everything?
Everything's lovely.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're getting ready to enter into the, I guess the winter part of our season, and the end of it coming into our playoffs. But I know you guys asked me to come on to speak a little bit about the championships as far as the slam dunk contest event that will be taking place. So I'm glad to be here, and just like I said, whatever questions you may have about it or any information can be found on our website, of course, at GHSA.net. For those students that are interested in participating.
Yes, sir. Let's actually start there with the three-point contest and slam dunk, and kind of start with there as a topper. Just tell us a little bit about how kids, if they want to get selected or the selection process, how does that go?
Okay. Well, with the slam dunk contest, right now they can submit their 30-second or less video on the website. There's a link that's on there that they can go ahead and upload those to the website. The voting will take place from January 17th through February 5th. Fans can vote as many times as they like, and for as many competitors as they like to vote for. We only ask that it's only one classification. There's one entry per school. And the participants must meet the eligibility requirements set forth by the Georgia High School office. And there are no special props or gimmicks. They're not allowed. Participants are allowed to have an individual assist them. A lot of times you see the slam dunk contest and someone to come out and maybe hold the ball in a certain position so that the athlete can grab it and then dunk it. And of course, we encourage that. Those videos have to be, like I said, 30 seconds or less. And then we'll vote on them, have a week to vote on them for the preliminary. That'll be that, and then that'll get narrowed down to the after that, the first round from second round rather, from February 17th through the 21st. And then we'll have the finals for the slam dunk on March the 8th at the Macon Centralplex. It's been an exciting event over the last several years. Kids really enjoy it. Fans really enjoy it. We get an opportunity to see some very athletic moves, and it's quite entertaining. As far as the three-point contest, we have both the girls, single girls opportunity, and then a co-ed opportunity. The co-ed opportunity has to be a girl and a boy from the same school, of course, and then they participate in the preliminary rounds, which will take place on February 15th and February 16th at 6 different sites. And then we have the semifinal rounds that will take place on February 22nd and 23rd. Those can also be found on the GHSA.net website. You can register on that. And then you got several different, like I said, we have 6 different locations throughout the state for the first round. There's Statesboro High School, Perry High School, Lowndes High School, and then Dawson County, Money Mills High School, and Cherokee High School. And we look forward to getting as many participants in those events as possible.
Yes, sir, certainly. And then I want to pick your brain just a little bit. You obviously have over 25 years of experience. You know, you've officiated high school, you've done some college. What's your thoughts on the growth of the sport just from the girls' side? More attention coming to it. We're seeing higher shot making, more higher quality play. Just what's your thoughts on that?
On the girls' side,
yes,
specifically, and of course, I may be kind of biased because I was, like you said, you mentioned I officiated on the women's side in the NCAA. So, but I've seen it grown on both sides. But the women, of course, is taking, I guess, leaps and bounds over the last 4 or 5 years. Easy. There has always been fundamentally sound basketball, and I think that the growth of it from mechanic standpoints is just tremendous. I mean, of course, we have to give a lot of credit to the coaches involved in the hard work that they put in with the kids and the constant training that they go through. But it has grown leaps and bounds throughout nationwide, not only in the state of Georgia, but nationwide. And of course, you've known of the phenomenon that's happened over the last couple of years with the NCAA women's ball and going into the WNBA. But it starts at grassroots with the high school, of course, and it has been a tremendous growth, and you can see a lot of skill development that, quite frankly, hadn't always been there, but it's there now. and with a vengeance.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. And in the last few years, we've seen the GHSA get the shot clock approved for all the teams. That was huge in just, I feel like, boosting the play. It helps prepare the kids for the next level in college. Having the shot clock, we've seen the introduction of the three-point, the slam dunk. Georgia's considered a football state. I feel like the basketball community is very hungry for these types of changes. Just being kind of on the inside of the GHSA, what would you say just to the basketball fans or basketball coaches about the efforts the GHSA is doing just to make sure they're looking at ways to continue to elevate?
Well, yeah, these are like you mentioned. Traditionally, the southeastern part of the United States probably has been considered more of a football area, but basketball has always been very, very powerful sport in the state of Georgia, and it's continued to be. You can look through our history of a lot of the former NBA players, WNBA players, several of them that are gone into Hall of Fame that came through the Georgia high school ranks. So it's always been also on the forefront of growth in the state, basketball-wise. And girls, like I said, has grown tremendously. But these are the contests that we're putting on with the three-point contest, whether it's the girls or the co-ed, and also with the slam dunk contest. It's just continued growth. I don't think you can go into any city without seeing some real competitive basketball, or any area of the state without seeing real competitive basketball. I was at some middle school games, and of course we don't govern the middle school, but I was at some middle school games last week, and it was some tremendous action and a lot of skills that was going on that wasn't always there in the middle school area. So it's continued to grow, and I think that we're going to keep pushing it forward from our standpoint from the office.
Yeah, and one of the things I've noticed is it seems to be a trend. It's like back in the day, if you're a big man or a center for a girls' team, you usually don't develop the full game. You don't necessarily have to worry about the handles. I feel like now we have some of these special players that can just do it all. They're very versatile. Do you feel like that's one of the things that has helped just these Georgia athletes just year after year having really fully developed players at the high school level?
Yeah, I think because, like I said, I've experienced it on the NCAA level as far as coaches being or inquiring about players over the years, and their skill levels as far as having a mid-range shot all the way out to the three-point line. Like you said, you always hadn't had that. You had the traditional back to the basket, post-up players. Well, they're more developed now. They can still do the post-up and be the back to the basket type players, but when they can stretch out, that gives them a lot more opportunities to grow and get picked up by an NCAA school, or just to make basketball better in itself. Like I said, it used to be within 6 to 8 feet as far as the girls' game was played, but now it's stretching all the way out, like you said, to the three-point line. And we might not have the Caitlin Clarks, but who does? But we do have some that can stretch it out pretty far.
I do want to ask one just hot topic for you, sir, Coach Lane, or Mr. Lane. I want to ask a little bit about just so many great, prominent basketball players that have come through the state of Georgia. We know it is a football state, but right now in this class, we see the Caleb Wilsons. A few years ago, Stephon Castle, who was playing for the Spurs, right? We've seen, obviously, Isaiah Collier, who's with the Utah Jazz, Colin Sexton, Walker Kessler. I can go on and on. Do you believe we will be able to see, again, maybe the state championships be televised, to be able to kind of just show and expose the great talent that we have here in the Peach State?
Yes, most definitely. We're actually working to have GPB back, and we're glad to have them back in partnership. We will have those televised. We had to go. We went to National Federation only streaming last few years, but we are looking forward to having GP back as a partner and having the televised games again.
Yes, sir, certainly. Well, that's all the time we have. We would definitely love to have you on again to talk more hoops and just about the latest things and the newest improvements that GHSA is doing with basketball. Great, obviously, sport here in the Peach State. We thank you for coming on.
All right, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. All right, guys, there goes Darrell Lane. Obviously, GHSA, he does basketball, he does soccer, volleyball as well, does a little bit of everything. We appreciate him coming on and talk a little bit about basketball with the latest with the three-point contest and slam dunk. All right, guys, coming up after the break, we will talk about the Falcons' grant to GHSA schools continuing to help out flag football and many, many more across our great state of Georgia.